And now I would like to introduce you to a woman from Derby. I think I'm right in saying this, aren't I, Aoife? A lifelong fan of penguins, preparing to move to Antarctica to become the museum manager at Port Lockroy, which is a British Antarctic base. I mean, all respect for even thinking of going all that way. I have to ask you, I mean, how do you come to be going off to do that job?
So I'm working for a charity called the UK Antarctic Heritage Trust, and they operate Port Lockroy. They operate 5 other historic base sites on Antarctica. And every year they just do an open recruitment at the start of the year for a team to run, you know, the Southernmost post office, the museum. So anyone can apply. It's a completely open application. And I was very fortunate in being successful in that application.
Oh my goodness. And it is the Southernmost Museum, isn't it? I know we were just chatting just now, and I said you don't get much footfall in a museum that far away, but actually you said that you do.
Yeah, we do absolutely get visitors, so this always surprises people. We have about 18,000 people per season visiting the museum and the post office, so that's a lot of postcards leaving Antarctica, but it's only 40 people on the island at a time, so those numbers are very strictly controlled because, of course, we're sharing that island with the penguin colony that also lives there.
Astonishing. I mean, just very briefly, where are you going to live and what have you got to take with you?
So there's a little Nissen hut on the island, so kind of like the sort you'd see on an army base. I've been told it's very cosy, so hopefully it'll be very comfortable
Fingers
to
crossed,
live in. So that's where we're living, right next to the museum and the post office. And as for what we're taking, I mean, a lot of cosy clothes, a lot of woolly jumpers. I think one of us is bringing a big box of Yorkshire tea, so
good idea.
home comfort.
Maybe chocolate and some stuff like that as well. How long is the posting for, if you call it a posting?
5 months, so quite a significant amount of time. We'll be there for the Antarctic summer.
Is there anything that you're just thinking, oh, cracky, I'm a bit nervous about that, apart from the whole thing, obviously, but is there anything that you're a little bit worried about?
It's actually something right at the start of the trip. So we're sailing down over the Drake's Passage, which is one of the roughest stretches of water in the world, and I do get quite seasick. Ooh. So I'm a little bit worried about that.
Yeah. And just very briefly, because we're nearly out of time, what are you actually going to be doing?
So I'm managing the museum there.
Okay.
So Port Lockroy was the first permanent British Antarctic base, and it's been preserved exactly as how those first explorers and scientists left it. So that's what I'm looking after.
I'm going to say, would you take pictures and send them to us so we can actually track what you're doing? And it was so lovely to speak to you. So thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.